Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to EduTALK. EduTALK is a weekly virtual talk show created out of the need for a global learning community. And we focus on topics in education that directly impact Caribbean nations and Jamaican nationals right across the globe. EduTALK features principals, teachers, dignitaries, and business leaders, as well as students at times and parents. And they share their expertise on topics facing education today, with a common goal of moving education forward and our students upward. I'm your host, and we have Dr. Barker as my co-host here this evening. We're talking about AI in education. I love your background, Dr. Barker. I really
I'm in a nice sunny space and you've taken me off my vacation. So
yeah. You're gonna get back to your I think the mindset to go on the beach and probably if you don't even dip in the water that frequently, just imagine that
I
you're
put my foot in the water. I'm not
yeah,
a sea person per se, but I
yeah,
don't mind putting my foot in the water to get some of the medicine into the
yeah,
system. So
yeah. I tell people that you see all of this clogging in our ears and so on.
yeah,
If we go in and flush it out with the seawater,
yeah,
quite
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
how
hear the sea, so
yeah.
comfort.
We have quite a few interviews, and you did a lot of workshops on AI or technology. And we have been talking about this for years, but every now and then we realize that it's advancing and a little bit more
Yeah,
advanced and so on. So it's increasing. Um, the idea of AI, and some people have it both ways. There was an article in the New York Times talking about AI again, and people are worried that it might take over their jobs. It might change systems. It can even interfere with identity and so on. And they were
yeah.
it's a bunch of different things that is happening.
So I suppose my thought is, AI certainly will have a massive impact on the world, just like the internet, just like cars, just like a hammer or fire for that matter.
Mhm.
When the world looks again at the big the big changes, AI will be one of them, simply because AI is now the next stage of how the internet, yeah, functions. When Google came along, it got to the pinnacle of the internet. Now we have a new thing that comes along that has always been there, but they have kind of what you call cross a kind of threshold with it.
Mhm.
That's what has happened. AI has always been there. Your alarm clock is artificial intelligence, because you set it and it wake you up at a certain time. Now you could pay a person to do that, but having a machine that you can program to do it. AI was always, artificial intelligence always existed. I
Yeah.
mean, and if you think about it, you remember when we used to watch Star Trek?
Yes. Yes.
You remember Data?
Yes. Yeah.
Data in Star Trek, is the embodiment of what artificial intelligence is heading towards and is now being materialized, right, manifested for us right now. Because in that case, Data was considered to be a humanoid, meaning that he was a robot that could do rapid fire calculations, anything humans wanted to do, but he was not a human. And one of the biggest challenge in one of the biggest storylines in Star Trek was whether Data had gotten to a point where he was starting to express emotions. That was a key kind of storyline. And
Mhm.
as an avid watcher, you'd want to watch to see whenever Data did something that people would question whether is he feeling like missing someone? Because even back then, and we're talking 30 years ago, the idea was that was where robots shifted from being robots
Mhm.
to being humans, having feeling. Now, I suppose my question to you, as AI is right now, has it crossed that threshold? of having feelings?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that is a good question. There, you saw the video of this robot, a girl robot that I think it's China built it, a company, and it actually expressed the fact that she has feelings, and she can feel hurt, she can feel love, she knows when somebody loves her, and she shares about her emotions, so it's similar to that. The people I spoke to, even up to recently, said that AI, the system itself, does not have feelings, and it's getting to that point. However, now it's just information, exchanging information between humans and machine, and we input information in it, and it gives us back information that has been
Existed before.
right, and what do you call that now? It's churning the information, trying to manipulate the information that it has already to give us some critical reflection of that information.
All right. So me hear your point, but
Yeah,
how is that different from what 99% of humans do every day?
that's a very good question. How
If
is
we were to take that as what AI do now, and I put that question to you now, how is that different from what humans are doing now?
because it's the same thing we're doing. It's information we're processing, and we're spitting out information. The only thing I see different is our smiles, and we sort of will hide some information. We might deceive another person with the information that we have, but separate and apart from that, we are
Be careful, learner. If you're saying that the only difference we have is in the skills of deceit
yeah.
and hypocrisy,
Yeah, because if you look
then
at it,
that is taking us more from being human and being more animal.
yeah, if you look at it, look at it on one end, and I'm glad we're talking about this. Because an AI system, if you ask it certain things, it will tell you that is, I cannot respond to that. That's it's morally or it's not ethical. However, this is what I see. For
A
example,
human can do that, though.
uh
A human can do that. A
a
human can
human can do
a
that.
human,
Yeah,
yeah.
a human can do that. So the and even we can even go further and talk about the emotions, yes, but consciousness.
Yeah,
Is it conscious? Is it making a conscious decision every single time you ask it a question?
that's a
Um,
good point.
yeah, it's very, very
But the problem I have is not so much whether it does that or not, but even if it doesn't do it, how do we draw the line between why is that bar at that threshold level when we know that there are many humans who do not think about what they are doing, do not understand the consequences of their actions?
yes.
I'm talking about humans who have learning differences or have impairments, for example, in using their senses. We're
Mhm.
talking about functioning humans who will do things that don't show any form of respect for morals, respect for being a person of
Ethical.
character, compassion, kindness, and so on. So why is that the benchmark for AI to claim itself to be human
Mhm.
when humans fail that on a daily basis?
Yeah. It's a good question. My goodness. We probably should get a what do you call it? Biotech person and a neurosurgeon to come and talk about this, where they bridge it.
No, it's just questions, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, the difference between us and I would argue that the only difference that right now I believe that exists between humans and a robot, and I'm saying robot, I'm thinking of AI functioning
Yeah.
within robotic in space,
Right.
is And I'm gonna even pull that back a little, but I'll make the point first and then explain why I'm even revisiting that point. So let's say we have two beings. One is, let's say, sentient and one that's artificially powered, right?
You're right.
And so we have two beings. One's a humanoid, a robot. One's a human. They're standing beside each other. And I'm trying to determine which one is a robot, which one is a human. My challenge to anyone out there is, what is the question you would ask?
Yeah.
That would help you to know, based on the response, that one of them is a robot and one is a human. That is my question. Help me with the question you would ask that allows you to know, or even if you want to do 5 questions, that allow you to know which one is a robot and which one is a human.
Yeah. All right. So to be fair, because I'm struggling with this a bit. One question, honestly, one question I would really ask is, who is your mom? Who is your dad? Or when were you born? Because I'm thinking,
let me answer as a robot then. Because
yeah.
many humans don't know their mother and don't know their father.
and they don't even know when they were born.
And some of them can't even know their name written on a bullet. So I am going to tell you that I am a robot who would tell you that I don't know my name. I don't know who my mother is. I don't know who my father is. That does not disqualify that robot from being a human. Okay, that's question 1. Come back with question 2 now.
Yeah, you know what the robot might say though, if you ask them, if you ask it, when were you born? It might say, I was made, or manufactured. I wasn't born, because that concept is referred to humans. So maybe it could generate that response. It's possible.
Yeah, but that's maybe more. But the point I'm making is, even if the answer, whatever answer it provides, is a circular answer. If it says I'm an AI program that doesn't necessarily was born, but was created in, let's say, 2020, it means that it understands the concept of being born. And recognize the intimation that is coming from that, to say born is a human thing, and a robot isn't necessarily born, but it understands the question enough to say to you, I am not born. In fact, if it said to you, I was born in 2020, it might represent a weakness that it has. The fact that it can say to you, I was not born, represents an understanding beyond what I believe AI should be able to do, because the concept of being born or not born is not part of its understanding of the world. Having said that, there are people walking around right now who do not know the day that they were born.
Yeah, that's true. So would you say that is that's critical thinking then it has, if it's going through that process?
You're walking into very controversial spaces now. When a computer can think. But if we should think about what thinking is, again, my question is around that. What is it that a human do in the thinking process that right now our current AI models like ChatGPT cannot do? That's my question. What is it that it does? What is it we would say that these models can't do, but humans can do? And therefore, that's why we are in a, what is it? Is it about creative? Is ChatGPT, Bing, Bard, or whatever they are called, unable to be creative, unable to provide multiple perspectives on a particular point, unable to help you? I mean, the wisest man in the world, he'll never tell you what the answer is. Wisest person will provide the option and then say to you, you choose. So how is that different from when you say, if you push the AI models, what I have seen, they'll say to you, I am not able to choose a pathway. I can provide options. That's the wisest thing anyone can tell you.
But a human sometimes don't do that.
Humans actually might try to influence you.
Right.
So is that where we go now and say the nefarious kind of scheming behaviors? If that's the worry, then Google has been doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
If that is our worry about AI, Google has been doing that for the past 5 years. When you put a search into Google, Google tries to figure out, either Google tells you what it is paid to tell you, which is deceiving you,
Yeah.
or Google tells you what it thinks you're looking for. So if you say to Google, are dogs better than cats? You're going to find Google going to show you maybe 1,000 websites where people are saying dogs are better than cats. 10 reasons why dogs are better than cats. 15 reasons why dogs are better than cats. Why you shouldn't have a cat in your house. All these things. You're going to see, Google is going to show you all of that going down the page in whatever order it decides of importance, right? If you go back to the same Google and type, are cats better than dogs? Google won't say to you, no. You can't ask that question because I've already provided enough evidence that dogs are better than cats. No, I'm going to give you another 1,000 websites. That's people saying 10 reasons why cats are better than dogs. So ultimately, Google gives you the answer that it believes you're seeking. And when it doesn't do that, it gives you the answer that it is paid to provide to you as a first click. Yeah? And when Google just came out, it would give you the answer that had the most popular arrangement with its scrolling of the site. So Google has been influencing people. So if we worry about being influenced is the issue, Google has been doing that. So I want to throw that out and say, AI actually saying, I don't want to influence you.
Strange. So where do we start though with this thing? Because I'm saying starting, but it's already happening.
I think so.
Yeah, it's where I think it's in the navigation part of it. What do we use them for? The systems that are being created, and then you mentioned one thing that drags my memory about morality. What is moral and what is ethical? And I think that's where human beings have this thin argumentative margin to draw between us and them, the system, the artificial intelligence system. It is to argue on the point of moral, because outside of that, there's nothing else. There's just information. It's processing information. For us, it's processing information. For AI system, it's processing information. And then it's even more intelligent than us in many aspects, where it gives us a lot more than what we were even thinking about in that with the prompts or the ideas that we're trying to formulate. It's more. So the bottom line is, what do we do when it comes on to when even our morality, the things that we hold dear, and our ethical values and so on, when those are compromised in the system? What do we do? And some of these things are based only in certain cultures. For example, I was talking to some students the other day, and they use Jamaican bad words in America. They use Jamaican bad words, and then they turned to me and said, Dr. Dice, what does this mean? I won't repeat it on here. It's a couple of the common ones. What does this mean? And I said, honestly, outside of Jamaica, it means
no meaning.
Nothing at all. But if you're in Jamaica and you curse those words, people are going to be looking at you like, what? Oh my God, it's derogatory. So it's the same thing when AI systems, they compromise our morals and our value systems. It's within a particular culture. So that culture will start to have these long debates about morality and ethics when their systems are being attacked. by the system.
Yeah, yeah. I think the worry that people have, given the power of AI systems and the way that it seems to be able to mimic humans,
Yeah.
they're worried that this might be paired with the other things that we already see existing. So you have these algorithms
Yes, yes.
that track people using your data, knowing who you are. So you're looking at a sofa set, and then everywhere you go, you start seeing information on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page,
Yeah,
and your
yeah. It's
about
happening
sofa.
to me. It's happening
Yeah,
to
that happen all the time. You say
Yeah,
you want to go to Florida, you start seeing flights to
yeah,
Florida, start
yeah,
seeing places to visit in Florida. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So where to stay, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
So those are really scary, because what that means is that your data exists in a form that you don't have control over. And it means that there are ways in which people will find you, even if you're trying to hide, unless you leave the grid totally.
Yeah,
The concern that people have with the current AI is that it can get into that space. And with that manipulability that exists already in that space, given the power of AI, we're at risk of an AI being trained to be manipulatable.
yes, yes, yes.
Because then the power of the AI is that it's going to be able to be in a position where it is starting to make decisions. And we have seen that. It has already played out in iRobot.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Will Smith. You see, all of these things have happened already in movies, you know.
Yes, all of them.
The movies have foreshadowed what we're seeing now. What
Yeah.
people are talking about is the worry that, for example, ultimately, because right now the biggest thing in AI is trying to integrate it into your systems, right? So the more you integrate it, the more it becomes the system, because it has the power to be the system. You know, people talking about, worried about AI taking their jobs. AI can't take your jobs, but somebody using AI will take your job.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
And it will be
Because
one. It will
there's
be
always going
one
to be a
person.
role for humans on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So
honestly, Miguel is one. They people, all of us talking about taking the system, taking our job, and it's just one person, can be in charge of just one monitor. The monitor used to manipulate what five
yeah,
people
yeah.
do.
I mean, the danger is there.
Yeah,
One person can, but we always had hackers, right?
yeah, yeah.
And but so I don't look at artificial intelligence as the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It is still humans who
Yeah.
will want to get artificial intelligence to do bad things. That's where my worry is. People talk about artificial. It's humans who are going to do it. Humans are going to think this is very tricky. I can make someone's money disappear by doing this. Because remember, I know the work that a human do to even hack into a system now. If you train the AI, it can hack it into it much
Yeah.
faster than you in
Mm-hmm.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What does that mean for security? It has to be AI proof. But you need an AI to write a program that another AI can't break. As the human ability to write that is difficult. It takes a longer time to keep ahead of the technology. Now, you know, it's EduTalk. I think the main thing that people need, rather than following rumor, is to be educated about AI.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
The system need to change. We talk about this a lot on here, where
yeah,
the education system, starting from the early childhood, elementary, middle school, high school, it needs to change to educate people about the systems that are there and how we can use them for our own safety. It's not just for job safety, but for against criminal activities,
yeah.
and cause us not to lose our minds.
Yeah, but AI is a powerful. You see, when I think of AI, I think countries like Jamaica have a real opportunity in this new
Oh God, yes. Area.
paradigm,
Yeah, yeah.
because everybody is on the same starting point again. Yeah, you get a second go. And the power right now is that energy can be harnessed from so many places now. So we should be looking at solar energy as our
Yes.
energy source,
A lot, yeah.
main energy source. For some reason, Jamaica lacking water. I don't know how that's possible because
The
of
lack
land
of wood.
and water. But even if that was the case, and I just think we're just not thinking outside the box. I mean, I guarantee you that if I go back to Jamaica right now and is walking around the country trying to figure out where the source of water is, I would imagine that Kingston's main source of water is still the Mona Reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd imagine that's just the way the country is. No one has said, but we need more dams. You know what I mean? Because
Centralized.
it's just people trying to find a way to do the same thing better, not trying to look at evolving into saying, okay, we need 5 dams in the country. Where are they going to be? Yeah, because we need to have water security. Or if we're not going to go for dams, we maybe need to be looking at having desalination plants. Then we're an island.
Yeah.
That
Just
is
like
powered by solar system. So we're not burning any energy. I when I was in Oman, I remember going to a plant that's desalination. And how are they desalinating? Is unbelievable what the man them do it, right? So if I even ask you, how do you think the desalination process might work? If you're applying basic science, how do you think it might work?
It's the same with what happened in Grand Cayman too, because they don't have any rivers, and they're using the water from the sea.
Yeah.
And having their drinking water, domestic use for
Yeah.
domestic
What
use.
is the process do you think they use to do it?
Oh, I don't know fully what the process is, but I know I know that they take the seawater,
Salt water.
yeah, and remove the salt from it so that
Yeah.
they have fresh water to use
So
domestically.
there's a process that they use in Oman. So some people can boil the water. You can boil the water,
Yeah.
and allow the actual water to evaporate. Yeah, and leave the
Yeah,
salt.
unsalted.
Because they do evaporate and leave at certain stages, right? Salt just go to a certain points. Chemistry can figure that out.
Yeah.
They also have another process that called a reverse osmosis.
Osmosis, yeah.
So they reverse the process.
Mhm.
Because remember, something to do with osmosis is to take it to a higher concentration level. They reverse the process and break it back into parts. And it's a much more energy efficient system than to use heat to create the heat.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what I'm saying, I don't hear anyone in Jamaica talking about new ideas of solving the problems. People are trying to say water commission should be doing this, Mona Dam, we didn't get enough rain. You know what I mean?
But
So
like the fact that we're so close to the equator too, they should set up some high level of solar equipment to generate.
Jamaica has never, I mean, you grew up in Jamaica like me. We grew up in the country as well. We have rivers that dry up. But many of our rivers do not dry. They just don't dry. We have some people we know that after a certain point in the year, it's going to go dry. There are some. We know that for a fact. But for the most part, the rivers run for the whole year. Now, why is it that we have water problems? People have river running beside them and don't have water in their thing. Or they might even have the whole system there, but no water is coming through the pipe. Because water pressure or water don't reach down there, so yet we need to get ourselves
system thinking.
But I suppose the point I was making is that AI provides an opportunity for us to apply fresh thinking to the challenges we face in the country. And people need to stop studying so that they can get a work, that the normal work, get a contact and get a work, and stop thinking about those things and start saying, what am I learning? What problem in this country am I going to solve? We need new ideas. We need new ways of thinking. You know,
and then from
faster, harder, longer, more. You know, that's the solution to the problem. Using what was there, but do it faster, harder, longer, more. Do away with the whole of that. New ideas.
Well, what they need, you see, because in the US here, they have a lot of, robotics competition. Which deals with programming the robots and having them compete. And then those people have internships in certain industries. They need to have something like that in Jamaica too.
But Jamaica do very well, you know. When our kids. They do
Yes,
well in these robotics competition when they travel across the world, you know. So
right.
it tells you that we have the capacity
Yeah.
to do
But what
it.
I'm saying, you know, they have to leave. This is the problem, the draining of our technological minds. They have to leave to implement those ideas. You know, early 20s, the kids are not in Jamaica anymore. They're somewhere else in the world.
Because we don't
benefiting
have
off-
another level that takes it to the next level.
Yeah,
Finish
we
high
need
school
that.
and go what to do next.
Yeah,
So, you know, we have work to do. We have work to do. But the AI revolution, maybe if we don't take advantage of it, we'll be left behind.
sure.
Education, a lot of opportunities in education, you know, a
Yes.
lot of opportunities in education to use AI, you know. People teaching classes with 60 kids a night. How can technology be leveraged so the teacher can still be effective? You know, you have teacher shortage in the country every day. Yet I don't know if I've heard of a solution yet where, for example, kids can go to a room, the screen is there, and a team of teachers is teaching those kids from a remote location, but they are beaming into many classrooms across the country to solve these problems. I don't hear about them solutions.
No, and we
You
did
know what I mean?
during the pandemic, we had sessions
In the
with,
pandemic, we did stuff,
yeah, and they
reaching.
decided
But
they decided that they would continue, you know, even having teachers collaborating across parishes to share ideas on Zoom or on Google Meet.
people want to go back to normal.
And I don't hear anything about
So
that.
when people complain and say, oh, we don't have enough teachers in a classroom, if I was a principal, that's not a problem for me.
No,
I just want a screen
yeah, and set the
because I can, if I have a good math teacher down the road there, I say, okay, make we teach from a spot and beam it into all of the rooms.
yeah, and make sure the schedule for each school align.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The ministry could have a team of about 5 or 6 teachers who deliver the curriculum to anyone who have those problems.
Yeah,
Solve the problem.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you just need a good teacher, not a specific one.
No,
You can still have people rotating in the room who are not skilled at the subject, but are providing that social emotional support to kids, checking on them, okay. But the teacher teach them. I mean, having said that, YouTube have everything you need anyway. Khan Academy is giving away that for free.
Khan Academy, yeah. And easy and can just roll out AI in terms of tutoring to teach your kids, yeah. All right, we have to run.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good.
No.
Yeah, good sharing. I hope somebody learned something from all of this.
Somebody are gonna learn something if them want to learn. That is the way we're learning is a personal decision, you know.
Learning is the
teacher, you know, you have to make a personal decision that you are going to learn.
My
because
God, yeah.
no one learns from the experience. They learn from reflecting on the experience. And it's only when you're reflecting on the experience of being in a classroom, that's when you actually learn something.
Yes.
Apart from that, boy, me guys same class, me guys same class with the same person. You have to have the habit of reflecting.
Yeah. I told my daughter the other day that in this day where she has her cell phone, everybody around her has a cell phone, and she's talking about these things and she's doing her own little research. And as she said, I just learned this on it and so on. So I said, Juliana, in this day, ignorance is a choice. To be ignorant of anything at all is a choice. You have information at your fingertips, and I don't see a lot of people advancing themselves with this information, but they're making a choice to either spend time using the phone for something else that they could have used it for to make significant growth in their education. All right, take care. Everybody, yeah, Barca, really good sharing. Love it. So guys, we'll see you next week. This is EduTalk. We'll see you next week. I hope you learned something. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.